Buddy, January 17th, 2022, taking a look at Bitcoin. Today is a holiday, so the stock market is closed. Obviously, the cryptocurrency markets do not close, they continue to trade. Up on the left-hand side of my screen, you can see we are looking at the Bitcoin slash US dollar pair. The Coinbase, we are on TradingView. So we have been on what I like to call a southern slide for Bitcoin. We hit a high on November 10th, 2021. The high was 69,000. And ever since then, we have been on a southern slide to the downside. We put in a double top, so we made a all-time high for Bitcoin on October 20th, 2021. That high was 66,999. Trended down for a bit before moving up to the upside, printing a new high on November 10th. That high was 69,000. Double topped. Let me highlight that for you on the chart. So we put in a double top here, and ever since then it has been nothing but a slide to the downside. Currently trading today, which is the 17th of January, we are at 42,148. So quite a bit off the high. So if you remember, it wasn't long ago, all up in here, they were calling for 70,000 plus, 100,000 plus dollar Bitcoin, which is typical around a top. Right around the top, you'll get phenomenal news, and vice versa around bottoms. Horrible news will come out. So-and-so country is banning Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. That's why trading off the news is what we think not the way to do it. We trade off the chart. The chart tells a story. Excuse my phone. And that's what we use to enter and exit trades, whether that comes to going long or going short, and then as well as taking profits. So the real traders, the big time traders, the whales, they have been short Bitcoin probably from this $58,000 range, perhaps a little higher into the $60,000 range. And there's a good chance they are still short Bitcoin, and now we are trading at 42,000. So if you've been buying this dip and you have a very long-term horizon for Bitcoin, then you'll probably do okay. But who knows? Why hold something that continues to fall? We think that you should buy strength and sell weakness. That's our thoughts. So that's kind of what we see here with Bitcoin. We are below what is the 50-day moving average in green, the 21-day moving average in blue, and we are below the 200-day moving average shown in red. On the positive, the 200-day moving average is trending slightly up, which is kind of interesting, but the price action has been down quite a bit. So those who bought up here in this high $60,000 range are definitely feeling some pain down here at $42,000. We did mention not long ago that we think right here on January 10th was some kind of a short-term bottom, and we did see the price actually bounce from there. Today we are back to the downside. We are down, let's see, today down right around $1,000 in Bitcoin, 2.3%. Time will tell how far this goes. was the low put in on January 10th, the low, and then we are doing nothing right now besides putting in a higher low before making another, perhaps the final leg up to this area for Bitcoin in this bull run. And then the real trouble begins and we continue down from there. We don't know. We are in a critical time here. We do have what looks like a head and shoulders on Bitcoin. So left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder, and you could put in a, let me get some kind of a neckline here, depending on where you want to put it. You could look at that as being a head and shoulders, although it looks like we did break down from something like this, which was another head and shoulders, if you want to call it that. So that's just a very stepped back view of what I see here with Bitcoin. Obviously, short has been the trade for a long time now, and there is no reason to hold a long position in this, we think, until it shows some strength to the upside. Until then, either flat or short is what we think the best position to be in. I want to take another look here. I want to throw some Fibonacci's up on the chart. So what we'll do is we'll go to our left-hand side here, and we will click the drop-down menu here, which is the Fibonacci retracements. We will take this swing high here back in looks like 2017, 2018. It was high 19,000s. And we will click there. We will drag this over. And we will go down to our low, which was around $3,000. That is close enough. 3,100. That's close enough. And we will set them on our chart. And then we'll zoom back in here to some more recent trading time. And what this will do, let me zoom in, is get back to my arrow on the left. So you can see that this area, let me zoom out. So this area right here is the 2.618 Fibonacci retracement at 46,000, give or take. And you can see this is the area where the left shoulder has formed right around that fib number. Then we formed the head, which found overhead resistance at the 3.618 Fibonacci number. And then moving on to the right-hand side, the right shoulder also found resistance at this same fib number as the left shoulder, which was the 2.618 retracement. Obviously, we have broken through that to the downside, wedged back up, and now it looks like we are continuing to the downside. But until we undercut that low on January 10th, we are still nothing more than a higher low. So, worst case scenario, let's say that Bitcoin does undercut this January 10th low and heads lower. Where is an area that we potentially can see Bitcoin find some support? Now, this probably won't happen in one candle or two candles, although it definitely could. But let's just see some lower areas for Bitcoin. So we can look for Bitcoin to find support down in this area, which was in July of 2021. July 20th, July 21st, and that would be the 1.618 Fibonacci number, and that was at the $30,000 range. So let's get back to my arrow. That would put it down right in this area. Now, yeah, it could drop that much in a day. Bitcoin has done crazy things, but probably not. It'll probably take a couple candles to get down there. Perhaps it'll be some kind of a black swan event. It'll be on negative news, whatever they tie to it. That's an area that you can look for a potential bounce from there, or at least trading sideways to sideways to down around this area. So that would be from where we're trading at today. That is not what I want. Let me go over to, let's see, this is probably what I want. Yes, that would put it around, call it another 27% to the downside as a potential stopping area for Bitcoin. And if we look over to the left-hand side of our screen, this area, let's call it May 10th to May 19th, you can see we had a pretty steep fall down to this Fibonacci line here before we bounced, and then we kind of chopped around, traded sideways, found support, and then moved back to the upside. So potentially that could happen. We will see. We are kind of waiting here for a move to the upside for Bitcoin, and that is usually when the altcoins will make their final run, and that'll usually be the end of the crypto bull run for a couple years, at least using history as what has happened in the past there. So, all right, that's kind of just some thoughts here, just looking at the Bitcoin chart. Kind of thinking here what's potentially going to play out using the Fibonacci, looking at some of the moving averages, kind of where the altcoins are. Some of them have not yet made their moves to the upside, but we have been tracking Bitcoin and we have not been looking to get long. It has been short for some time, and that has been a great add into the portfolio for some diversification away from the stock market indices. They have been getting chopped around so far this year for 2022, whereas Bitcoin has been holding a nice steady short position for some time now. So it has been nice to be keeping track of that. All right, everybody. So that's kind of what we think on Bitcoin, potentially back down to that $30,000 range as an area you could look for a bounce, which would put it back down in this range, which also lines up with a Fibonacci retracement. So I would be careful if you're trying to buy the dip here on Bitcoin. The bottom could fall out at any moment. The position, like I mentioned, has not been long. And if we undercut that low right here on, looks like January 10th, things could really get ugly for Bitcoin. So we will see, but keep your eye on that January 10th low and perhaps this $30,000 range. That would start to get us pretty far away from the moving averages, especially the 200-day, but price can drop very quick when the boys decide it's time to pull the plug on Bitcoin and some of the other assets here in the crypto markets. So, all right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. January 10th, holiday, stock market is closed. Tomorrow back open. Futures will be open tonight, 6 p.m. So keep your eyes on those. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Consider subscribing to this channel and take care.